Hello, I'm Toycat and welcome back to another third channel scooter video. Today I'm going to be riding a scooter all the way to the airport, except the only scooter company available in Birmingham, Alabama is VO, and they only take American phone numbers. They've got a little section where they acknowledge that it's only American phone numbers, and that makes me sad because you know what that means? I can't ride myself a VO scooter, and instead I have to walk to the airport like a savage. No, I really like medium-sized towns in America, even a lot of large, like medium cities I should say, but there's a lot of like even large ones where you can just walk to the airport, and there's something about that I find mystical, living in London, where that's not really realistic for any of them besides maybe City Airport if you're already in the financial district, and even then it'll take you a couple of hours. So basically I'm going to walk to the airport today, and I want to talk about a lot of things, but I mostly want to talk about this very platform that I am making this video on. How long is this video going to be, by the way? You know, we're probably not going to make it all the way to the airport. We're going to talk for as long as we have battery about the internet. If you didn't guess, that's the platform we're on. I guess we're on YouTube, which is on the internet, and you could argue it endlessly cascades up. Like, I'm on the Andrew Andrews YouTube channel, which is a subsection of YouTube, which is a subsection of the Google servers, which, you know, are themselves on the internet, which itself is just on your computer screen, which itself doesn't do anything if you don't actively engage with it and put the words and the pictures into your brain. But I'm going to assume that you're doing all of that today, and I'm going to, you know, wrongfully maybe. And I wanted to talk about the internet and one of the weird crises of it all, which is, I think, growing up with the internet. I would say I spent the second half of my childhood having the internet and seeing it transform from this weird thing to like this pretty weird thing to like a mainstream thing to like a, I literally can't imagine someone who lives in a real area whose parents aren't genuinely abusing them that has not used the internet, right? It's weird to say it that way maybe, but it's kind of true. Everyone is on the internet. The only question now is not, do you spend time on the internet? It's how much time do you spend on the internet and where? And I'm gonna watch out here because of the whole right on red rule. But it's so interesting to me because this means that we're effectively, instead of growing up in what we've done for the rest of history in like these localized tribes and then, you know, families within multifamily areas, within sometimes towns and cities, for those of you lucky or unlucky enough to be born in a large metropolitan area. But instead of that system, by the way, very stereotypical America, look at the size of these roads. But nowadays, I would say people grow up on the internet, and a large number of people, I wouldn't say necessarily as a proportion, but a large share of people, you know, as an absolute number, grow up almost exclusively on the internet. That is their largest source of socialization. That is their largest source of nearly anything, I would say. And I think it has some issues. I'm no doubt a beneficiary of it. And so I always have to like say like, yeah, you know, you spend time on the internet, you live here, that means I'm in your social circle. In a way, for some people it genuinely is that way, and it's scary. I don't know if I'm of good influence on you or any social actions you want to perform. Hate to tell you about it. I do, in fact. I stole a slice of pizza yesterday. The airport people were like, hey, do you want to, you know, I asked for a pizza slice, they gave it to me, they forgot to ask me to pay, and I didn't pay. I'm a monster that shouldn't be trusted around you or anyone you love. But yet you've let me into your life anyway, despite the fact that I'm nowhere near you. I might be near you right now. I'm about to leave, if I am. You know, I'm just gonna see which one crosses first and then go that way. That's how you have to do crossroads in America. Otherwise you get stuck there for days at a time. It's terrible. Anyway, man, this really is some pretty cool car infrastructure. Like, it looks so dilapidated, but that almost like adds to the allure of it to me. Anyway, so I think I'm gonna get hung up at this railroad crossing, by the way, because that train is not going anywhere, but it's fine. Everything's gonna be good. I think people are growing up on the internet more and more, and it's a weird statement to say out loud by itself, but I think it's even weirder when you think about the impacts that it's gonna have on people. Because I would say one of the interesting things about even just my like second half of childhood being spent primarily on the internet is how often I'd be like, oh, that's not how that one is in real life. There are so many examples of this I can point out, but it's on the internet, you get a very specific subset of people all sharing and like combining into this opinion that doesn't necessarily reflect the world. And this is also true when you talk about the people in your life. The people in your life have a bias towards the things that you do. You know what's cool? When you do something slightly wrong, man, I am going to be stuck at this train for a while, aren't I? When you do something wrong, your family, if they're a good family, will generally try to protect you. Like, you did a bad thing, and they would see that if they were objective humans, but they have this bias towards liking you, and it's nice. I think you have the same thing in internet communities sometimes. You know, like you tell them you did a bad thing, and most people will be like, oh, that's terrible. I had this conversation with Olaf, where he's like, one of his friends cheated on their boyfriend, and most people they came to were like, oh, you know, that's so terrible, you must feel so bad right now. And he was like, no, you're a bad person. You cheated on someone. And I think it's so interesting that little perspective difference. Railroad crossing tracks. Okay. So do I just stand here, or do I walk under the... I guess I stand here. You know what? This can be a metaphor for what happens when you, as the internet, suddenly intersect with real life. Like, you can try and fit through the gaps, but I kind of want to, but I'm scared I'll die if I do. You know, I'm not going to. Like, you know, it's been stood there for this long. Wouldn't it be so easy to just, like, they've got little ladders up, ladder over. You know, how long is this train? See, no one would even know or care. That's what makes it so annoying. You can see the end that way. Or maybe that's the start, actually. Like, would it affect anything if I did? Probably not. Should I still wait here and do nothing anyway? I mean, for a little bit, I guess. Till I get bored. Oh, there's a guy getting in the train. It might be happening soon. Why would you stop here? Of all the places, right here are the railroad tracks, you know? Why would you do this to me, Alabama? I thought you were a cool state. I'm lying, I've never heard that anywhere. But the internet kind of coincides, kind of delicately hits reality. I'm gonna just stop, honestly. I'll get back to you later. You know what? I've waited here this long. You know, this long means nothing to you because I turned off the camera. I've been here for so long, figuring, you know, I'll just chill on my phone for a bit. It's not going anywhere. And it's so long that I'm not sure I can go anywhere. I have to go in that direction to get to the airport. I can't use the wonderful bridges because I'm not a choo-choo car. And so, you know, I'll just Uber to the airport. Thank you for watching the third channel video. Do you live on the internet? If so, thank you for inadvertently paying me money to watch this video. And I'll see you all in the next one. Unless I don't, goodbye.